Our first inductee tonight, if you check the record books in some of our sports, one of the things you'll notice is the following. If you look at a list of scores, year-by-year scores, you'll see the following. 1943 to 45, no games, World War II. Now, it's hard to imagine a school athletic program basically, closing its doors for 3 years, so the students could go to war. But that's what happened. That's what happened for our first inductee, Ross Phelps, who came in 1939 and played soccer, tennis, was a star in both of those sports. Also did some basketball PA announcing, sang in the Glee Club, was in the Master Club, did a little bit of everything. And was a semester away from graduation when he was, he didn't volunteer as much, he told me on the phone when I talked to him, he was called into military duty in his second semester of 1943. So he served his country proudly, was a Silver Wings recipient, and he was a top Burret remote control gunner on a B-29 bomber in the South Pacific. That's pretty impressive. You come back from that, and he came back and he did finish in the summer of 46. He finished his degree, went on first as a teacher and a coach, then as a longtime administrator in the BOCES system. And, it's been a great career, and he's in his 90s now, and this is kind of where fate comes into play because he's currently in his early 90s, and for many years after his retirement, he was still active playing in tennis and golf up into his early 90s. He was in a senior tennis league in Rhode Island, where he lives, in Barrington, and he was assigned a doubles partner by a computer program. The way he told me that's the way the league worked. You would get assigned someone to play at different times, so you get different partners. So this particular partner was he looked over and he kind of said, I looked at it and I saw a logo. I'm like, is that a Cortland logo? I go, yeah. Are you a former student at Cortland? And the gentleman said, no, I'm the former president at Cortland. It was Dr. Judson Taylor, who was assigned that day to be his doubles partner. And from that point, they became good friends. And Dr. Taylor eventually is the one who nominated Ross to be in the C Club Hall of Fame. As a quick aside, I know it's probably been mentioned before, and you see it in the program, people have to realize you do have to nominate people to be in the C Club Hall of Fame. As a board, a lot of times we'll say, well, why isn't so-and-so in? Maybe because they just haven't been nominated. So we encourage you to please, if you know of great alums who are former athletes or people who could be honorary inductees, to please send in nominations. They're due by January 15th each year for consideration that year. So a little aside to that, because Dr. Taylor was good enough to nominate Ross Phelps. So the friendship formed, and Ross, again, now going into the Hall of Fame. Now, Ross can't be here tonight. His son was here today for the football intros, but Ross's wife of more than 66 years, Catherine, is home. She's having some health issues. They're home, but they're going to have a party this weekend. The family's going to have a nice party for them to coincide with this weekend. Now, here's where fate kind of intervenes again. One of our inductees tonight, Nate Lehman, is the men's ice hockey coach of Providence, not too far away from Barrington, where Ross lives. Got to know the sports information people while I was working on some stuff about Nate, and just happened to ask I said, well, Ross Phelps can't make it. Is there a chance we can maybe do something about that? And through the help of Dan Colleran and graduate assistant SID Nicholas Rojas, they went and filmed Ross giving an acceptance speech for the C Club. So tonight, I present to you for induction into the SUNY Cortland C Club Hall of Fame, Ross Phelps, class of 1943.
Hello to all of my SUNY Cortland fellow graduates who have joined together today to celebrate your becoming a member of the C Club Hall of Fame. I regret not being among you to join in the celebration. Having observed the program format, I am sure there is much opportunity to participate in the various events which will be on the program for this great day. I graduated from a small high school in upstate New York named Henderson Central School. It was one of several central schools constructed throughout the state and funded by local, federal, and state funds, commonly known as WPA. It was one of the first such schools in the state. There were 14 members in my graduating class. In those times, it was popular to quit school when you reached the age of 16. Thank goodness, however, we did have a interscholastic sports program. Our coach was a graduate of Springfield College who had an outstanding athletic program and a curriculum for physical education as well. And I was honed by participating in a highly competitive interscholastic league, including baseball, basketball, and soccer. I qualified for entrance to the New York State College by successfully completing the required New York State education curriculum, leading to a New York State Regents diploma. Having displayed a strong interest athletically and performing the skills with ease, my athletic coach encouraged me to apply to Cortland State Teachers College, the title of which was appropriate at that time. So I did and was accepted into the physical ed program along with about 92 other freshmen that year. This decision proved to be my stepping stone, so to speak, into a profession that fulfilled my instinct and interest to serve the youth of our great state, which included several as an assistant in the state education department, and 15 years as a BOCES administrator. I sense my time is up, so I will close by thanking the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for this honor, Mr. Michael D. Spro for organizing this year's celebration, and last but not least, our esteemed and energetic Dr. Judson Taylor, President Emeritus, my sponsor for this award, who I am told not only served as an outstanding administrator, but who was a driving force in the construction of our new stadium. Thank you, and my best wishes to all of my fellow inductees. Goodbye and good luck.